You ever have one of those moments where your childhood suddenly slaps you across the face like a wet fish wearing bell bottoms? No, just me, bell bottoms? Well, it just happened. Because guess what I came across on Tubi the other day, glowing like the holy grail under a disco ball? Monster Freakin' Squad. No, not the 1988 movie that made Wolfman's got nards a household phrase among monster kids and confused parents. I'm talking about the TV show. The one from 1976. The one I was absolutely convinced I'd never see again unless I stumbled across it on some bootleg VHS in a haunted Goodwill store. I watched this show religiously as a kid. Saturday mornings, cereal in hand, pajamas probably stained with Frankenberry, and eyes glued to the screen as my horror heroes fought crime. Because that's what monsters do, apparently. Forget terrorizing villagers or drinking blood. No, these guys were serving justice in capes and fur. Now, before you start thinking, wait, is that the cartoon where Dracula's nephew drives a hot rod? No, that's Drac Pack. This is Monster Squad, a live-action fever dream of polyester, questionable wigs, and wax statues that have a sense of civic duty. Here's the plot, and I use that term loosely. Walt, played by Fred Grandy, that you might know him better as Gopher from The Love Boat, is a criminology student who works nights at Fred's Wax Museum, because nothing says cutting-edge crime fighting like being the only guy working the night shift at a wax museum where the most exciting event should be mop bucket spills in Isle Frankenstein. Anyway, Walt's got time on his hands. Too much time, clearly. So he builds a crime computer. And not just any crime computer. A crime computer hidden inside a stone sarcophagus. Because when I think high-tech surveillance, I think ancient Egyptian tomb decor. So, Walt plugs it in. The oscillating vibrations start doing their thing, probably on the same setting as your grandma's old massage chair. And then, bam, the wax figures of Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, and the Wolfman come to life. Not to kill, not to cause chaos, but to join forces with a criminology student named Walt and become a monster-powered vigilante task force in a van. I'll give you a moment to digest that. Okay. Dracula is played by Henry Pollock II, and I'm telling you, he slinks around in his cape like he's auditioning for So You Think You Can Vamp. Bruce W. Wolfe, the W stands for where, because writers were definitely paid by the pun in this. He was this hairy little streetwise tough guy, played by Buck Cardelane. And then we had Frank N. Stein, because this show does not do subtlety. And he was played by Michael Lane, a lovable lug who smashes through walls like a walking wrecking ball in platform shoes. They had a monster van, black, of course, because even crime-fighting undead know the importance of aesthetic. They each had communicator belts, CB-style code names, and they talked to Walt through their bat phone, or whatever it was. Walt was Chamber of Horrors, Drac was Night Flyer, Frank was Green Machine, and Bruce was Furball. Because nothing strikes fear into the hearts of criminals like knowing Furball is on your tail. And yes, the villains. My God, the villains. Straight out of the Batman 66 reject pile. We had characters like the Astrologer, played by Jonathan Harris, who looked like he had wandered off the Lost in Space set and into a pile of glitter. Ultra Witch, the Skull, the Weatherman. Basically, if you gave your middle school teacher a $5 budget and told him to create a villain, they'd fit right in on this show. And yet it works. Somehow. Sort of. Maybe. It had that same joyful, campy energy as the Adam West Batman show, but with more fur and less choreography. The sets are so low budget, they make Ed Wood look like Stanley Kubrick. Fight scenes are, well, let's just say when a villain tries to kill Bruce, he throws a silver bullet at him. Not with a gun. No, he throws it. So it's not exactly Enter the Dragon. But here's the thing. Everybody on this show looks like they're having the time of their lives. It's infectious, like a low-stakes monster party with goofy jokes, pratfalls, and a surprising number of exploding smoke bombs. You can practically hear the director yelling, "Okay, now act like Dracula, but make it fabulous!" The series ran for just 13 episodes, because apparently the world wasn't ready for a werewolf with a utility belt. But for those of us who saw it, even once, it imprinted on our monster-loving brains like a bat-shaped birthmark. And yes, there was some merchandising. A board game by Milton Bradley, some cheap plastic toys, and a promised but never delivered toy line by Ideal. Because nothing says missed opportunity like not cashing in on crime-fighting monsters in the golden age of action figures. But here's the real miracle. Monster Squad is not lost to time anymore. It got a DVD release a few years back, and now, praise be to Tubi, our digital archive of everything glorious and weird, it's streaming for free right now. So you can relive the magic, or introduce your kids to a world where Dracula throws smoke bombs and says, "Let's roll," before jumping into a van. So if you grew up singing Monster Mash and pretending your G.I. Joes were fighting Dracula with a flashlight, this show is for you. It's goofy, glorious time capsule of a polyester, crime-fighting, and spooky absurdity time. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a date with the weatherman, a bowl of sugary cereal, and my inner 8-year-old. If you love this monster-filled nostalgia trip, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more retro weirdness, and drop a comment below with your favorite forgotten Saturday morning show. And if you actually remember Monster Squad, let me know I'm not the only one who thought this was totally normal television. And until next time, stay spooky, squad.